afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stock Market Today. Ali Quorum and Ed Carson here with a look at what went down in today's session. Now, it was not a great day, Ed, for growth stocks, some underperformance there, but infrastructure-related stocks, steelmakers and material names really took the spotlight today.
Yeah, that's right, Ali. Steel makers, including Steel Dynamics, we're going to take a look at that one, but a whole bunch of them did well. Capital One is doing well with treasury yields continuing to rise, and Burlington Stores, after sitting around a buy point, moved really higher today.
Yep, financials and retail, two other areas we're keeping a close eye on. And now let's take a look at the major indexes. Here's the NASDAQ, which was the major index that lagged today, down about 0.5%. Meanwhile, we had the Dow up 0.5%, the S&P 500 up 0.2%. Actually, the Russell was up 0.2%. The S&P up about 0.1%. So not a lot of damage here, Ed. It's actually kind of good, as we've said, to see the NASDAQ going sideways here, because if we start seeing the NASDAQ get too extended, that might create an environment where we start seeing a lot of pullbacks.
Yeah, and we've been moving sort of sideways the past couple of weeks, so that's less of a concern. I mean, 0.5 percentage point isn't that bad. It was a little disappointing to have the NASDAQ up and then reverse lower. There seemed to be some concerns about, there's reports suggesting that memory chip prices would be weak. That hit Micron, that hit a lot of related chip gear makers. And it just seemed like everybody took that as an excuse to sell growth stocks with treasury yields rising. But, you know, all in all, the Dow and S&P hit record highs today. So it's hard to be, not that they surged, but it's hard to get too upset when you had all these other sectors. The steel, commodities in general did well today. And, you know, financials, home builders did okay, retailers. So a lot of strength still in this market.
Yes, there is. So you mentioned Steel Dynamics. So let's go there with steel stocks on the move today. So STLD, not too long after breaking out of this double bottom base and holding around the buy point, surging today up 6%. And it wasn't alone, Ed, as you say, the infrastructure deal was announced.
Yeah, there was a $1.2 trillion infrastructure deal. Senate passed it. The House still has to vote on it. It may be a few weeks or months before it passes, and this spending won't happen for years, but still, it's something down the road. This retook the official double bottom buy point yesterday, sort of broke a downtrend in the handle. Well, today, it just absolutely blew by that handle. Maybe it's still in range. Technically, I don't know. It sort of feels extended, but a lot of them do. There were some points the last few days you could buy them. But definitely a sector that, you know, that it was definitely a day when you wanted to be diversified a little bit from growth.
Yep, we highlighted CLF on Friday. We also highlighted Nucor in yesterday's Stock Market Today video. We've been talking about these stocks a lot on IBD Live as well. So Nucor, we have NUE here, MT, another stock on the move today after tightening up in recent sessions, if my pointer will coordinate with me here, and SLX. So the ETF tracking these steel stocks up nicely today, about 3.2%. And then a related name, you know, on the infrastructure front, we have MLM, Martin Marietta Materials, up nicely today, about 2.3%.
Yeah, so just a lot of good action there. You know, so these stocks have been pretty strong in the last several months. They've had nice uptrends before, so they paused for a while and are acting really well.
Yeah, and you said even though technology is starting to look good, you can't keep your eye off of these other groups. Make sure that you're still diversified. So that line of thinking has come in handy with the strength today, and financials as well. Another area we've been highlighting. So Capital One Financial has been on our screens a lot lately, and today breaking out to new highs with a gain of 2.6%.
Yeah, pretty nice action here. You sort of could have potentially bought it the last couple of days when it sort of got above short-term level, sort of, you know, drawing the line there. But today was really the clearest day, moving above, pretty decent volume. A lot of financials are rising. The treasury yield, the 10-year yield is widening out. So, you know, that means that the, you know, 6 straight days, the 10-year yield has risen after a long slide. And it really was, the financials were impressive how a lot of them hung on. And so now that yields are rising, that headwind is now a tailwind. All of a sudden, some of these stocks are doing really well. Wells Fargo, which broke out on Friday, it's continued to move higher. technically still in the buy zone. So just that sector is definitely doing well.
Yep, Goldman Sachs as well. So it's great to see stocks acting well in groups rather than having one stock in a group that's acting well and you're kind of swimming against the stream. So to see group strength is very interesting there. And same with retail stocks. So BURL, Burlington Stores, has been flirting with a breakout over a cup with handle base, and today up 5.5% and nice volume behind the gain too.
Yeah, and it's sort of been going right around that buy point up and down the last several days, and sometimes it'll do that, and then it said, no, this one's the real breakout, even if it technically isn't a breakout. Hadn't really decided to go out. Strong volume, nice action today. This is one of those off-price retailers. I think they might even be getting rid of their website. They're just going to go all in on the treasure hunt. So it's interesting, but a lot of discounters did well today. Target cleared a 3 weeks tight. That'll have earnings next week. But there was a lot of positive action. You look around a variety of discounters. This wasn't the most amazing action, but Target has had a nice run. So Burlington,
right.
Well, so a lot of that sector. So again, that group, yeah, wow, I didn't even, that's technically in the retail apparel shoes, but it's a discounter. But that shoe group shoes have done very well, and a lot of apparel makers. So that's a couple of good areas of the market in general.
Yes, retail apparel. Here's pulling up the chart of the group. So a lot of strength in starting last November and in 2021 alongside this economic recovery story. All right, Ed, thank you for all of that analysis today, and for you all out there for tuning in. As always, we appreciate it, and we hope you tune in tomorrow morning to IBD Live, where the conversation is going to continue with analysis of more actionable trade ideas in real time, discussion of portfolio management tips, our take on current market conditions, and so much more. We have a lot of fun, so make sure you tune in, investors.com/IBD Live. We'll see you then.